Alright guys, welcome back. We have a new update, Master Duel Forbidden Limited List update here. This will be live at October the 31st. Very interesting. Normally this happens on the release of the new pack, which is normally around the 10th of the new month. So what am I predicting here? I'm very interested. We will definitely, in my opinion, see no TENPAI hits at all, even though this is the most dominant deck at the moment. And if we don't see any TENPAI hits, which is the most dominant deck, then the question really is, what are we going to see? So in the end, I guess we will see a very small list. Then again, we already have 41 comments. I have not seen it as of until now. I guess we will see a lot of cards released from the list that have been on the list before. Maybe also some meta-relevant cards, so something like Kashtira Fenrir being going to 2 again, or something like this, which definitely makes a difference, but then again, not the biggest one. So I'm honestly seeing a very little list. I do not really think that we will see another big hit to Fire or Jubel, if I would guess, and I don't really see TENPAI hits. Then again, I don't know, you might see some like around the corner TENPAI hits, not to TENPAI directly, but to some support cards. We will see. Let's scroll down. We have Sprite Starter. This is what I'm talking about, right? This is exactly what I meant. Sprite Starter going from 2 to 3, exactly what I meant. Cards that are somewhat meta relevant, like Kashtira Fenrir going back to their original thing. Basically, we have Sprite Starter Unlimited right now. This might seem like something, but I guess you can play some Sprite variants, and if you play some Sprite variants, then you definitely want to play the starter at 3, that's for sure. But then again, this will not really change up the meta a lot. But this is exactly what I'm talking about. These are the changes that I really anticipate for this list that I guess will happen. MX Saber Invoker from 1 to 3, yeah. I guess we have seen this guy going to 1 and don't change anything here. I don't know. I'm not even quite sure what this guy would do if it were unlimited or something. Once per turn, you can detail from material from this card, special summon one level 4 Earth Warrior or Beast Warrior monster from your deck in defense, but destroy during the end phase. Definitely a nice effect, but yeah, 2 level 3 monsters. We have this obviously already in the game with the Goblin Biker cards, and they are not playing this card, so that's not really relevant. I guess you might be able to summon something really toxic with this. I don't know, maybe something like a barrier statue, which you can't summon, but maybe something like this. We have Destiny Hero Malicious going from 2 to 3. Definitely this can be at 3. No point in having this at 2. The times where Destiny Hero Malicious was hunting the meta is definitely over. Those was especially back in the days, in the Edison days, where the Malicious was actually quite nice. Yeah, makes sense. We are cleaning up the list. Mask change 2 from 2 to 3. This was at 2. Interesting. I have to understand this card 1 card then target when face a monster you control that has a level send it to grave also after that left. You are using this is not the one that you are using to make the dark hero that banishes everything, right? OCG still has this at 1, but once again, this like Destiny Malicious and MX Saber Invoker, a card that can come back and nothing really changes. Fusion Destiny from 2 to 3. So this time around, we are addressing all the hero cards here. Obviously, for hero, this is nice in the sense that you want to play triple Malicious, but these other ones are not that consequential. I don't think that you play more than 1 Fusion Destiny. I might be wrong there. I think you can search it. But me playing heroes, it has been a long time on an alternative account. Okay, this is it for the going back to 3 portion. Let's see what else is in here. Cards to be semi-limited. This might be more interesting. Branded opening from 1 to 2. This is what I'm talking about, and I really like this. We are strengthening back older decks that are still being played like branded. Branded opening from 1 to 2. This is definitely nice after having the hit to the branded fusion, which definitely wasn't really necessary. Honestly, branded could still be at a better playing strength point, and it would be okay, but I like that we are getting back branded opening 2-2. This is basically like getting back another branded fusion somehow, because you can go into the Aluba and Aluba can go into branded fusion. I definitely like this. Branded, in my opinion, is hit way too much here, and this seems to be the end of cards to be semi-limited. And do we even get... Okay, this is what I talked about, right? This was exactly what I expected. Basically, nothing happening, and this is exactly it, because it's too early to hit TENPAI. It has just appeared basically on the scene, and the other ones have just been hit, so why would you hit something else now? And this is exactly what we are doing here. I mean, it's okay for me. I like practice. I guess we might see some harsher hits come next month. I think this is okay, and just because we have this monthly ban list, if this would be our ban list that we get every 3 months, of course, or 4 months, like in the TCG and OCG, then this would be a joke, obviously. But I think it's fine giving some of the stuff back that isn't problematic anymore, and also having branded opening back at 2. They could, in my opinion, also put branded opening back to 3, if you ask me, because yeah, this card isn't that problematic. Now that I talk about it, I'm not quite sure whether I even decrafted my branded fusions. I hope I did, but I think I did, honestly. But yeah, you can see right here, we can quickly take a look at the tier list, and also, because this is very interesting, on Untapped GG, how it works out. You can see the TENPAI Dragon has now taken over the first spot here. No big surprise, this is what I predicted, and definitely with yeah, a gap to the other decks here. MavMac also being here is kind of funny, because people are like, oh, MavMac, it's so good, their boss monster is so good against TENPAI. We are talking this Link 5 boss monster here, the Firewall Dragon Dark Fluid. Then again, if TENPAI just stops you from making this guy, or just has board breakers at the ready, then it doesn't really make a big difference, right? But yeah, TENPAI Dragon being the best, and then Jubel the second best deck as Fire King. Voices Voice also on top here, very interesting. I would not have guessed that it is one of the best ones, but you also have to keep in mind when it comes to this tier list here, this tier list just represents what people are playing in the tournament. You, in an optimal world, you would have to basically calculate these power levels here in comparison to how many decks were being played in the tournament and how many decks topped, because if everyone plays TENPAI, and then if like 60% play TENPAI in the Swiss rounds, and then TENPAI is represented with like 10%, and wins the event, then they might get a lot of power boost here, but not a lot of TENPAI Dragon decks have made it to the top cut. So this is something that you normally have to keep in mind. We can also take a look at here over on Untapped GG, which tracks your playing data, basically, if I am allowed to click here. This is a third-party application. Some of you asked me on the last live stream that you can download, and then you have it like this. They also show you the graveyard and stuff. It's a very nice one, and they also have a tier list that is obviously yeah, that's obviously yeah, used or made with the data from the people that have this third-party application installed. And we can see right here, you will with 55.4% at the top here, but only 5.6% popularity, with TENPAI having 27.5 and 55.3, better going second, it says. So we can safely assume that this would probably be better than this year. I mean, this is only 0.1% different here, but if we would have 27% data of the Jubel deck, we probably would see a bit of a lower win rate here. This is how it is normally the case. Then we have the Ritual Beast here, as well as Centurion, MavMac, all with a very good win rate. Then here is Voiceless, and then you have Labyrinth and Tier Elements. So it kind of looks like our list here, minus Tier Elements, and we don't have the Rika stuff on here, but basically looks the same. We don't have Snake Eyes Fire King on here. This is very interesting. I'm not quite sure why that is. I can't really imagine that Snake Eyes Fire King has less than 51% win rate, but might be the case, honestly. Maybe it's just because it's not that popular at the moment. Maybe it's being played under 1%, and therefore it is not here. So yeah, not quite sure how this works, but you always have to keep in mind that obviously this is only data from all the people who use this app, and you can see right here, I mean, this is I'm not getting like paid for yeah, recommending this to you, but I think it's very nice. You can also see where this deck is being played the most. So with the next ban list, we might see some hits. I mean, TENPAI will still be in the shop then, and they normally don't tend to hit the archetypes that are in the shop. So I guess the earliest that we really will see some TENPAI Dragon hits might be on the, not on the next ban list, but the ban list afterwards. But we could see some hits for Jubel, maybe for Fire King, maybe for something like Centurion, Ritual Beast. I don't know if this will happen on the next ban list. I guess the next ban list might even might just be a bit of a bigger one, or also one that is very inconsequential, like the one we have just looked at, basically. And then we can definitely expect TENPAI to be touched in December at the latest. But maybe it will also be hit on the next one. Maybe the Field Spell goes to 1, maybe Chandra goes to 1 like they do it in the OCG, and then this deck will be tamed at some point, don't you worry, but for now we are living in the TENPAI world and it is how it is. But guys, you didn't want to play Snake Eyes in Fire anymore, so here it is, here we are. I guess it's also Fire, but let me know in the comments what you think of this new ban list. Thanks for being here. If you like my content, please consider subscribing, hitting a thumbs up and the notification bell, and we will see each other in the next one.